Hi, I'm Tamara with Wyoming Dutch Oven Cooking. Welcome to our cooking channel today. It is a beautiful, almost fall day. We're winding down, summer's winding down, the days are getting cooler, the nights are getting cooler. And my husband and I were thinking about something fun that we could cook today. And because it's getting cooler, this is a traditional ham hock bean soup that he and I both grew up on. My mom made it for us. It's one of those hearty soups that when he came in from sledding, ice skating, and she always had something wonderful cooking for us. And so this was one of her favorite also. And what I've done ahead of time is, last night I rinsed and drained, cleaned them all up, some beans that I love to use, and then I soaked them all night. And this has probably got about 6 different kinds of beans in it. Pinto beans, black beans, great northern beans. I also put in some lentils, which is wonderful. My husband loves lentils. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put this in a 12-inch Dutch oven. I've got already well seasoned here. It's one that we've used a lot over the years because this is going to make quite a bit. Another thing that we've learned to do over the years is to cut back on either that or you're going to be eating bean soup all week. So this is 2 cups of that mixture that I told you about, that medley. And what we're going to add to that also, we have these wonderful smoked ham hocks. Oh my goodness, do these smell wonderful. We're so fortunate that we get our pork fresh from a local rancher around here in Wyoming. We're going to go ahead and just place these in here. Boy, do these smell good. My goodness, a really nice smoky flavor. And what I love to do, which if you watch our channel, I like to make my own chicken broth, beef broth. And what I have today is homemade chicken broth that I'm going to add to this. And you want to put about 4 cups. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And it also even has some wonderful chunks of chicken in it. So that just is a little added bonus. But if you don't want to go that route, guess what? We always can have a backup. This wonderful chicken broth, unsalted from Swanson, or you can buy the organic one. And my seasoning that I have that we're going to be adding to this today is a teaspoon of dried garlic. And I didn't dry that myself, but you can buy that. And then we have this wonderful pepper blend that we have with Alpine Touch, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of this pepper, and a teaspoon of chili powder, and of course a teaspoon of my garlic. We're going to go ahead and add that. And then for our vegetables, I have 2 sticks of celery that I'm going to coarsely chop, a wonderful onion that we harvested from our garden today, what I'm proud to say, and a couple wonderful carrots that we also harvested from our garden. And I'm just going to coarsely chop these and add them to this. And then we are going to cook this over our fire today. We're fortunate enough that the weather's gotten cooler and they haven't had any fire restrictions, so we're so lucky we get to cook outside today. So I'm going to get this all put together. We'll cook this over our coals. I'm going to say for an hour, but you know, you want to cook this. If you can cook it for an hour and a half or longer, it's better. These are one of these soups that the longer you cook it, the better it is. And of course, it's wonderful to have leftovers, because there's something about leftovers like this that just tastes better the next day. My husband's over there smiling. He just loves this kind of food. But I did promise him he won't have to eat it all week. We sure hope you're enjoying this with us today. We would love it if you would subscribe, hit that like button, and leave a comment. Give us some feedback. And of course, we'd love it if you would share with all your family, your friends. Oh yes, I wanted to also tell you that if you don't want to go the route of dried beans and soaking them and that whole deal, you can also use canned beans, which are very, very good. You know, you can do the black beans, pinto beans, great northern beans. Throw a few lentils in there if you like. Of course, when you do that, you rinse them and drain them. That's important to rinse them and drain them when you use your canned beans. You know, it's all about convenience and what you like to do and how you like to cook. Where we live here in Wyoming, I guess we're fortunate that we don't live too far from a bean plant. And of course, they harvest beans in the fall. So we're really fortunate that we can get all these fresh beans right from the bean fields. Now to chop up this wonderful onion. I don't know what my husband and I do with our onions. I know there's probably a reason, but we certainly seem to grow very strong onions. That's a good thing I'm outside today because I could be crying cutting up this thing. Of course, they make these wonderful mats nowadays that I sure love to cut vegetables on. All right, we just about got this put together. We're going to put this over our coals that we've got going over here. And we'll see when this gets all done. And we sure wished you were here to have some with us. See, this is what's neat to do it with this. You can just go like this. I'm sure most of you cooks have these. Okay, thank you for joining us. We'll see you in just a little bit. Well, howdy, we're ready for dinner. My goodness, it did take a couple hours. You know, you just have to keep an eye on it, add the heat, and just keep an eye on it and stir it and keep checking things. This brings back such wonderful memories of growing up. Like I told you, this was one of my mom's favorite dishes that she used to love to fix for us. And what she used to do is make homemade cornbread. And we are going to be doing that in the near future in a Dutch oven, of course, because that's what we do. We love it, and we love cooking outside. You know, if you please subscribe, hit that like button and leave a comment. You know what we would really love? If you would please let us know about some of your family memories. Because, you know, as we're getting older, it is really important to keep those family memories, to keep on going and carry on the traditional things that our folks raised us with and what we did. You know, it would be great if you would share some of those with us. We would love that. And of course, you know, our motto is great food shared with family and friends equals great times. Thank you for joining us today.